Alright, come on, we're gonna go ahead and get into it, and I'm gonna try to make this the last one, but this part two to energy versus toxins, alright? Energy versus toxins. I wanna shoot this out there to y'all. Hopefully you watched part one. So you wanna look at energy like your inner God, right? Energy, inner God. So, and then you wanna look at toxins like something that destroys the inner God. You know what I'm saying? The cells in us, toxins destroys that, right? But cells regenerate, you know what I'm saying? They re-G up, you know what I'm saying? They re-God or whatever. So you want to look at it like energy is God, toxins is the devil. Let's just look at it like that. Energy versus toxins. So if toxins kill you, then what does energy do? Energy brings you life. All right, so just had to throw that out there, you know what I'm saying? So we can carry on with the lesson. We're going to keep on keeping on, you feel what I'm saying? Set up the phone right quick. So I'm gonna go to where I think I ended it off at. Alright, so yeah, we way over here. Oh yeah, I didn't throw this in the last video, but you can look at protein like something that also is something that you shouldn't have too much of it in your body. Like, I don't know if y'all know about like dogs and shit like that, but if you look at a pit bull, a regular American pit bull terrier, in comparison to micro bully or something like that, or when let's just say a micro bully. See, a micro bully, they already beefed up little dogs, right? So you know what I'm saying, they do inbreeding, so they already not improper. So when they born, they already born with a high protein level, and they constantly feed them certain food. That's why you gotta feed them certain things, and they don't live that long because of this high protein level that they get on it through their DNA. You know what I'm saying? Their body is working overtime to keep their cells alive. You know what I'm saying? And moving, because it's slowing them down. The protein level, like the more protein levels, it's like slowing them down. So when it's slowing them down, they not okay, because it's slowing them down. They breathing more. You know what I'm saying? They heart beating faster to keep their body alive longer. So because they heart beating faster and they breathing more, ultimately they die quick. You know, because they overworking their heart. So that's what that is. So that's why you want to be balanced of everything you do when it comes to that. Like in high protein diets can cause kidney stones and early menopause. All right. So adequate energetic consumption is what's key. Adequate energy consumption is what's key. So that's what we're getting into, and that's why it's energy versus toxins. The keys to immortality. All right. So let's go ahead and get a rundown started up. We're gonna start off with and this is just producing what we like to call the light body, you know what I'm saying, the G body, you know, you feel what I'm saying? So first thing we're gonna talk about meditation. All right, how does meditation correlate with energy? Because meditation brings you peace. Okay, so if meditation brings you peace, which is the opposite of stress, you know what I'm saying, and we know stress causes disease, right? So that means that peace causes you to live longer, right? The more happy you are, the more healthy you are. Okay, so we'll say you find peace through meditation, you know what I'm saying, but you also have to know how you have to be thinking properly. That's why everything is so divine and 50-50 yin yang, you know what I'm saying, in duality. It's so divine in duality, let's just say that. So you can find peace you can also find peace doing other things like in a long time, hobbies, creativity, you know what I'm saying, like doing creative things, reading a book, writing, you know what I'm saying, play a video game. As long as it's not altering your mind on a certain level, you want to be balanced, you know what I'm saying. That's why they say really you want to remove all thoughts and just get into your creative state of being through faith, intellectual faith, right? You know what I'm saying? You put away fears and you override that with faith, because what fear causes stress causes disease. So if fear causes stress and stress causes disease, what does intellectual faith cause? It causes peace. It helps to regenerate. You know what I'm saying? You walking in faith of what you know you should be doing is making you happy and is making you healthy. Intellectual faith. Intellectual faith is when you know to walk in faith off of your knowledge and your understanding of that knowledge that you know it to be true. Like, and that's with anything you do. You know what I'm saying? If you plan, like what they say, fail to plan, plan to fail. All right, and when you plan it, that's why you do the right steps, the proper steps to get it done. Once you got all the right steps, you can just look at the steps: 1, 2, 3, 1 step, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. You can go off of them steps and have intellectual faith off of knowing you're doing it just how it needs to get done, and you ain't no room for no fears to even think about anything going wrong, because that's why intellectual faith is gonna have a plan B to the plan A. You know what I'm saying, or a plan C. So ain't no going no wrongs, because it's all. That's what I'm saying. Faith overrides that. So, and this is our real shit. This is how you can keep yourself right. So, so hobbies, creativity. So while finding and utilizing peace, you maintain a positive, confident thought process without worries, doubts, and fears. Practice makes perfect. It ain't gonna be like that in the beginning where you're gonna have fears coming in, you got stress, you gonna have things coming in. But as you practice this with awareness, intellectual faith, you know what I'm saying? Practice makes perfect, right? So, constantly providing yourself with this produces a healthier state of mind, producing a healthier body. You know what I'm saying? So, let me say the last part again. My little boy was in the middle loud. So, constantly providing yourself with this. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about peace and meditation. Constantly providing yourself with this produces a healthier state of mind, which produces a healthier body. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have a healthy mind in correlation with your healthy body, because your mind is the strongest thing. That's the strongest tool, the strongest weapon on the planet is your mind. It can literally kill you through its thought process and how you thinking about what's going on. So you constantly practice keeping positive thoughts, you know what I'm saying, in your mind. You practice these things, and you practice walking in proper frequencies and proper thought process and eating proper foods, drinking proper waters. You practice doing all these things in correlation together, building up the being. And then you can know about other things that can help build up your mind. Like you can have fish. Like, this is something I had read online on these little networks, whatever it said. Fish as a part of the diet promotes longer living and higher IQs when consumed properly, like on a weekly basis or something like that. Proper meditation produces peace, which kills stress, which causes disease, ultimately promoting a healthier body and a longer life. Frequency and vibrations of persons, places, and things, awareness and intuitiveness, emotional intelligence, and understanding dividing. Hold on, because I need y'all to know this. I need y'all to comprehend this part right here, because you need to know all of this together. So we know that the fish promotes a higher IQ and a longer living, right? So then we know that proper meditation promotes peace, which peace kills stress. Stress causes disease. So you ultimately promoting a healthier body and a longer life. So, frequencies and vibrations of persons, people, places you be going to, you don't like the frequency over there. You know you don't need to be in that area, whatever they got type of time going on there that's not true. You don't need to affect your being, you know what I'm saying? And things, certain things that you got laying around sitting there looking at you, or certain things that make you feel some type of way. You want to have certain things that make you feel how you want to be feeling. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to put them bills in a drawer. You feel what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, and that's we're gonna get to that finances, because that, you know what I'm saying, financial stress is one that we all have to go through. You know what I'm saying? So that's one that a lot of us have a big, because financial stress causes stress amongst other parts of your life, like in the household. You know what I'm saying? When you and your woman, you and your man, y'all wonder when this next bill gonna get paid, or y'all wonder how y'all gonna take the kids out for little so-and-so birthday, and y'all ain't barely got the money to do it, and it's causing stress, or you get another job and you ain't got time for your family, or you ain't got time for yourself, you ain't got time to rest, all kind of different aspects that's keeping you down. And it's financially, you know what I'm saying? It's like everything has its slippery slope, you know what I'm saying? So frequencies and vibrations of persons, places, and things, and the awareness and intuitiveness of that, emotional intelligence, basically, and understanding, divide and conquer. That's another thing. Once we have emotional intelligence amongst ourselves and our peers around us, and understanding what divide and conquer is. See, divide and conquer is like saying, like, the people, we all divided to the point where it's violence out here anyway. So you can keep yourself healthy all you want to live a long life, but if you ain't got the emotional intelligence or why you doing certain things, why certain frequencies, vibrations of certain areas, people, places, and things you shouldn't be dealing with, or why even racism was created to keep us divided, to conquer us. You know what I'm saying? Because when you believe in something, it puts a fear. If it's in a negative quotation. So you know what I'm saying? So frequencies and vibrations, you want to keep your frequency and vibration about these certain aspects of life, of truth, you know what I'm saying? Because they don't know what bring you down. Just thinking about people hate, you know what I'm saying? That's negative. So you have to understand that racism is it's a tactic, divide and conquer tactic, to keep us stressed out, keep fears amongst us, keep us from, you know what I'm saying, hate. You know what I'm saying? Constantly got you thinking about death and violence and things of that nature, and that's not the way. What we need to understand is why these things happen and why we can move forward with knowing who we are of truth, and still not forgetting, not hold on, wait. Forgiving but not forgetting. You feel what I'm saying? Cause as I forgive myself. You know what I'm saying? If I can forgive myself for all the things that I was unaware of, then I can forgive you, because you have no power over me at all. You understand? That's how you move. You let it be known that this has no power over me. I won't even discuss it, but I will know about it. I will teach history. I will understand history and why it was what it was. But see, you also have to understand God's divine plan of having his people in the land, put them together, you know what I'm saying? So when that day come for communion, we was all in the same place on a collective level of his communion, you know what I'm saying? That's what's gonna go down. And when that collective level of communion joins, and that frequency and vibration rises of truth, and then, you know what I'm saying, emotional intelligence and awareness, intellectual awareness amongst all of us, oh, that's power right there. Can't nothing stop that. And that day coming, believe it. So moving forward, yeah, shit, I just said it right here. So I'm thinking today what I just said again. So we are divide and conquer. So stress in the home, you gotta understand, like, stress in the home, you want to be living in a peaceful environment. That's why each individual in the household needs to understand these things. Because when each individual understands these things, we eating right, living right, thinking right, doing right by ourselves, you can only have peace in the household. You can have peace in the household just by doing right by yourselves and doing right by those around you. Do unto others how you would like them to do unto you. You know what I'm saying? Can't nobody get mad at you for you doing the right thing. You doing right by them, doing right by yourself. And when I say right by yourself, you gotta understand what right by yourself is. They're not giving all your money away or being a yes man or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Being the truth is constructive criticism at times, but the other party understanding that what you're giving them is constructive criticism, so they can't even get mad because it's true. See what I'm saying? And that kind of understanding brings peace because it brings power. You know what I'm saying? Because once we can talk to each other like that, we can build each other up, and now the other person even knows that they only talking to you like that to build you up and make you better, because they got some knowledge in that department. But you can't talk to everybody. If you want to talk to somebody about a certain department, talk to somebody that's either learning about stuff in that department or experience stuff in that department. But if you're asking an outside source that don't deal with nothing in that department, don't expect to find truth. You're going to find opinions based off emotions and just he say, she say. And that's not the way. So, moving forward, you know what I'm saying? That was stress in the home and understanding how to remove that, you know what I'm saying? You know, certain music, you know what I'm saying, back in the day, like you walk in certain people's house, they always got a certain kind of music playing in the background, you know what I'm saying, like some Miles Davis or some shit like that, constantly bringing a certain kind of environment to their household, you know what I'm saying, instead of the TV always being on love and hip hop or some drama or some fucking Fatal Attraction ass shit, you know what I'm saying, that type of time. So you got some positivity going on up in there. Like me, I used to sit up and watch fucking car videos, like drag race and shit like that, because that shit just like, it's almost like it turned me on watching that shit. Like I used to just love watching old school box Chevys and shit. racing G bodies, you know what I'm saying? G bodies with the rims and everything on them. They skating down the street. So that was peaceful for me. Even hearing the sound of cars, like hearing the motors, hearing that, it's like peaceful for me because that's my take on my creativity and my peace that I find peace in. You see what I'm saying? Maybe your peace, you might find peace in something different, but that's how I find peace in that positivity of that. And the fact that it's drag racing, ain't just street racing, I find positivity in knowing that they're doing it the right way. You know what I'm saying? And it's less lives being lost. You know what I'm saying? Less possibilities of somebody getting injured and things of that nature. And we got professional drivers behind the wheel. A lot of them got on their helmets and they prep for certain things to go down off of intelligence of what could possibly go wrong and having a plan B and knowing how to have your self in motion. Not moving to fear, but just walking in faith and knowing through practice on how to make this perfect. So everything has its slippery slope. But moving forward, the energetic connection of food and the being, prepping, and consuming. So we need to understand that it's an energetic connection between the foods that you eat, your thought processing on how you feeling about making this food. Are you at peace or are you at stress? And why you prepping your food? Do you not want to do it? You know what I'm saying? And how do you feel when you consuming this food? You know what I'm saying? Like your energetic connection. Why you eating it? The person prepping it, and what you eating. You know what I'm saying? The connection between all of that. You know what I'm saying? So we need to understand these things. That's why you sit at the table and, you know what I'm saying, you pray for the cook. We say thank you for this food. We don't gotta bless this food. We say thank you for our food. You know what I'm saying? This is a gift. We thank the animal that died for us to have this food. You know, and we understand that that had to take place in order to bring nutrition to my body, or whatever the case may be, the plant or the fruit, the vegetable, the animal, whatever it may be. So understanding the energetic connection between that and you, the body, the mind, and the food, you know what I'm saying? Like, all right, they have a connection, and understand which foods and why you doing it off your intention, eating those certain foods for certain things in your regeneration in your body and all that. The intention always makes bigger sense. You know what I'm saying? Intention always works. When you're doing things with proper intention and walking in intellectual faith, right? Things get done properly. One sec. All right, so next we want to talk about financial stress. We already kind of spoke on financial stress, but financial stress and rehabilitation of self-development. You know what I'm saying? We wanna rehabilitate you of the burden of depending on somebody else to get your bag or to get your money, and we want to promote more self-development and, you know what I'm saying, just a helping hand and promoting entrepreneurship. You know what I'm saying? Proper entrepreneurship through intellectual faith, so you can walk in faith and not fear when you on your route, on your journey to being, you know what I'm saying, to being yourself, and, you know what I'm saying, just working for yourself, doing for yourself, and just self-development. You don't necessarily have to be an entrepreneur, but if you're doing something, you should be doing something you love, and you should be getting paid for doing it because you're the best person for the job. So moving forward, and remember, even when you're doing that, trying to figure out what you want to be doing, practice makes perfect. So if you like what you're doing and you keep practicing that and keep practicing, you keep getting better and better, and you focus on that through that tunnel vision. That's that one. When they say tunnel vision, that's that one-track mind. You give yourself a one-track mind to get that done before you move to something else. And then once you get, you know, as much as you need to know, you know what I'm saying, then you can move forward, knowing that in intellectual faith that you know everything you need to know to get the job done. And you know exactly how much you need to save. You done calculated how much time it's gonna take and all this thing. So there's no room for fears, there's no room for stress and things like that. It's only room for willpower and discipline to take place in order to overcome and get the thing done that needs to be done. So that'll remove a lot of financial stress, just understanding of where you going, why you going, and how you going, and how much time it's gonna take. You know what I'm saying? And why. Understanding why. And it being okay, because this ain't no race. Like, you ain't competing with nobody else. Like, shit, somebody else could be had done it 10 years ago, and now you just figuring out that you need to be doing it. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? Because you didn't know, you didn't understand, but now you do. You getting that done, and you walking in that way with courage. You walking in a way that you should have been doing from the beginning. What they tell you to do, they want you to be social. They want you to be socialized. You know what I'm saying? Consumers. You know what I'm saying? Especially my people, like we some of the richest people in the world. You know what I'm saying? We love to consume things. That's why they know that about us. They know that we like nice things. We like doing things. So they, you know what I'm saying? What they do, they mark that shit up. They put a price on it. They put a lot of shit they know we're gonna like in front of us. They put shit in front of us that's dumb and we shouldn't even like it, but they make it seem like we like it because they put some idols in front of us who word, and we ain't supposed to be worried about an idol. The only idol you should be worried about is when you look in the mirror every day and worry about how you want to present yourself. You know what I'm saying? I'm a plain individual. I just like being plain and clean. So that's that, you know what I'm saying? Focusing on yourself. And then that's self-development. And then we can focus financial stress, you know what I'm saying? Financial stress and self-development. When you start focusing on financial or self-development, the financial stress will start going away because you're becoming who you want to be. So, and no lie, it's going to be a long road on that journey. One second. Yeah, so on this self-development, you will be utilizing willpower and discipline in order to get this thing done. And you operate in truth, knowing that's his divine way of getting things done that he wants you to perform. See, that's God's plan. God's plan was for you to do right by yourself and your neighbor. You know what I'm saying? He said do right by God, but he also put in there, ye are gods. So he wants you to do right by yourself and right by your neighbor. And how you can do right by your neighbor is with this information that you're receiving on a collective level of awareness. You can spread it amongst your circle. You know what I'm saying? That circle, basically, don't even be around nobody who ain't on your type time. If somebody ain't on your type time, your frequency, and where you trying to be, you know how you trying to be, and living how you trying to live, and your courage and your wisdom and your discipline, and your willpower, discipline, all that shit. If they not operating in your type time and how you want to be, and they want to bring stress and bullshit to your life, don't have them around you. Keep people around you that's moving like that. And then when other people outside that can see how y'all moving, it gets spread the information. You know what I'm saying? That's his way of truth. He wants you to spread the information. This is what God wants. So you spread that information on a collective level. You know what I'm saying? Start spreading collectively. And we speaking it to each other and we operating in it. So it's spreading the circles, right? The small, different circles, different groups, different settings of people. And then after it get the spread, so it go from like a neighborhood to a city, to a state of collectively intelligent minded individuals. And once you got that, that's connection. The divide and conquer is out the door. So shit, maybe 100 years and maybe 1,000. I don't think it'll be 1,000 years, probably 100 years, but you know what I'm saying? Maybe one day we'll have whole cities that's not violence, people prospering, people happy, people living right. And it's all okay. You ain't weak, because real strength is courage and knowledge, not emotions and stress and anger and fear and hate. That ain't strength. That's weak nigga shit. Get out your feelings and get your mind right. You know what I'm saying? So that's strength. And trust me, women love a smart nigga. They love a smart man, a smart individual. So that's what you like, females love. And women, y'all too. Men love an intelligent woman. We don't give a damn about all the other shit. Like a healthy, intelligent woman. You know what I'm saying? So where we at? So we spread that amongst our peers, and we create bigger and bigger circles to the point where we just got a whole bunch of people out here that's moving at this type of time on a collective level, to the point where ain't none of that around that can bring you down to that level of death and disease. You know what I'm saying? Because you staying up of life and regenerating and knowing what to do when certain things do happen, accidents or certain things that's in your body, certain parts of your system that's giving out. You know what to give it to regenerate cells in it to keep it going, so that one part of you can't spread to other parts of you. You know what I'm saying? Instead of spreading, you closing it up and you bring that guy back in, getting rid of the toxin. So so you do that, and so to all circles, providing the world with intuitive, emotional, and physical and mental people across neighborhoods and cities and states, removing selfishness and addictions, removing selfishness and addictions. You know what I'm saying? All these addicted to these foods, alcohol, drugs, anything you want to say that you're addicted to. The selfishness, you know what I'm saying, of allowing yourself to be addicted to these things and understanding truth. You know what I'm saying? You getting rid of the selfishness and addictions with selflessness and correction. You know what I'm saying? So when you put selflessness there and correction, that leads to perfection of the being, which is you. So hold on. So let me just say how it's wrote down, which leads to God's perfection of his divine beings, understanding his divine plan of delivery of his people to America for his future collective divine communion. You know what I'm saying? That's what he wants. So moving forward. Oh yeah, for his collective divine communion of peace and prosperity amongst these individuals through the utilization of the collective conscious. All right. So yeah, and another thing I want to throw in there, another way that something that you can really do, and you can spread this amongst your peers in order for us to really rise up together on a collective level. Don't look to other people to make you happy. Don't look to other people for as if they owe you something. You know what I'm saying? Nobody owe you nothing. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta play on people like that. You know what I'm saying? But not, even if they don't feel like anybody doing you wrong. You know what I'm saying? Look inside. You know what? That's my fault. Shame. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. But see what I'm saying? Through intelligence and intellectual awareness, ain't no fooling me. You know what I'm saying? Because I just know what to do and what not to do, and that's something I'm not doing. You know what I'm saying? So at the same time, you gotta be selfless about it and not selfish in order to do this kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? And have emotional intelligence for real. So moving forward, we got Reiki energy, understanding what Reiki, R-E-I-K-I, Reiki energy, Chi energy, or Ki N-K-I, Chi C-H-I, Chi energy and balance. So Reiki energy, Chi energy and balance of the universal chakras. You know what I'm saying? Understanding the balance of the universal chakras and intelligent awareness and discernment of faith and fears. We talked about discernment of faith and fears and the correlation between how, intellectual faith overpowers fear. So even if that fear do pop up, like this could possibly happen, like it pop up like a thought, you're like, hold on, but my knowledge of what to do, my faith in knowing what to do overpowers that. So it's like it might kick in and look, get the spread once it kick in, but you overcome that and eat it up with positive faith, intellectual faith. So that's how you do that. So this is what you're doing. You're allowing intellectual faith to override low vibrational fears. Okay? So it's like this up here overriding this down here. Truth overcoming deception. So healthy eating and exercise, and what levels of regenerative food and drink per individual. You know what I'm saying? Like what levels of eating and exercise each individual should be putting into their system, you know what I'm saying, on a regenerative level of your cells per individual, you know what I'm saying, based off of their age, their weight, their blood type, and their mental acuteness, all right? And mental acuteness to correlate with the regeneration of the cells in the body, you know what I'm saying? Because when the mind ain't, like I said, when the mind ain't strong, the body can't. So if the body going out and then the mind deteriorating, how you gonna bring the body back if the mind deteriorating? You see what I'm saying? You gotta bring that back. And once you bring that back, get that going right, they get the moving, and get the flowing. Everything get to working together. See what I'm saying? Like that fan turning. So when you, like, basically, let's put it like this. Like when somebody get old, they on their deathbed, right? I just said it basically like your body going out, your mind gone already. First your mind go, then your body go, right? That's usually how that shit go. Your mind go first, and then your body go. So that should say, when people get older, if we can find ways to keep their mind fully intact, we can probably find ways to keep their bodies from deteriorating as well. And that's just that. But that's not what they want. This whole lesson ain't even what they want. I might start getting, they might try to come at me, but I'm walking in intellectual faith. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that I got the tools to use to overcome certain things. And this is my job. I'm doing my job. I'm pursuing my purpose. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, just understanding regeneration of the mental is helping the regeneration of the physical. So we got to know what foods promote strengthening the cells in the brain and the pineal gland to help regenerate the cells in the body for a balanced performance. Doing right by yourself and others. Learning to moderate how much energy you give and receive. You need to know these things. Moderate how much energy you give into certain people or things or whatever that you're doing. How much you're giving and how much you're receiving in correlation with that. You should be a balance. If you're giving and receiving the same amount, we could say a balance. You know what I'm saying? And then I guess the last but not least, understanding sexual energy. You know what I'm saying? So nah, it's not the last thing. So sexual energy, basically understand and be intellectually aware of how much sexual energy you give and get, and ejaculation life force energy or sexual life force energy. You know what I'm saying? You need to have understanding and awareness of that intellectually. You know what I'm saying? Aware of how much sexual life force you're giving out and how much time, how much you should be doing. You know what I'm saying? How much intake of how you regenerating sperm cells and all this other things that you need. How much of a certain thing do you need, or do you need to be given away in order to stay balanced and healthy? You know what I'm saying? And you want to stay like this. Like I'm teaching y'all something that you want to be doing for the rest of your life. Because if you're living right, you're eating right, you'll be like, don't think that your sexual energy going nowhere. Shit, motherfuckers still having babies when they 70, when they healthy, you know what I'm saying? They still dropping nuts. I'm just saying. So moving forward, so you just want to understand your sexual energy as well in correlation with eating right, thinking right, living right. All these things work together to create the ultimate avatar. You know what I'm saying? A strong mind, strong body, inside and out. You know what I'm saying? We know these things. So you also want to understand your thoughts and spiritual cosmology of different aspects of the spiritual being and the physical avatar. You know what I'm saying? So you got to understand your thoughts and understand why. You got the spiritual cosmology, you know, Egyptology and all these different things. You want to understand the spiritual cosmology of different aspects of the spiritual being, which is you, and the physical avatar, you know, your organs and all this thing, and the spiritual cosmology of them in correlation with the physical, right? Understanding spiritual connections of frequencies, sounds, nature, astrology, and vibrations. This is the last thing this is what you need to understand. You want to have awareness, intellectually be aware, and understand your spiritual connection with frequencies, sounds, nature, astrology, your birthday, certain days of the week, certain planets, how they rotate and all this other shit, and vibrations. You know what I'm saying? What you putting out and how you moving, how you doing things, you know what I'm saying? And how it's coming back. You know, they say when you take force, when you're doing something, and let's say, boom, you got the plan put together on how you finna do something. You just take force and get that shit done. You don't let nothing step in the way, and you just do that and get it done. But properly, being patient and having, that's where emotional intelligence kick in. We having emotional intelligence and proper preparation of performance, you know what I'm saying? Creating a vibration that's bouncing off the universe and coming back to you, hitting you, keeping you intellectually intelligent of how to do things properly. And that's his divine way. So that's that. This is I'm pretty sure I got it all out there. So that's energy and toxins, you know what I'm saying? The keys to immortality. You just have to look into all these different things, take notes, and create the being you want to be, and find foods and ways of living on how you want to do it, and be proper with your way, and having the wisdom and discipline to overcome yourself and everything around you, and all the toxins and deceptions that are amongst you on a day-to-day basis that basically are killing you. So from the time you're born, you live and die. So we want to be living to live. We want to live, all right? We want to know how to live. So there's that. Another thing, make sure I throw this in there. Like when women having babies, and I was telling y'all about all iron and sea moss and things of that nature. You can also look into, I mean, breastfeeding is the way to do things, right? But let's just so say that something happened where a woman ain't gonna breastfeed or not breastfeed, something like that. Find what's right for that child, organic, if anything, you know what I'm saying? But breastfeeding is the way. And that's why the body of her need to be proper with iron and the sea moss. So that protein can come through that breast milk to get back to that child and build him up properly. You don't need all that other shit. I don't need all them chemicals and toxins being put into my body. I know that shit come from pesticides and all that shit. We don't need that shit. So this is the way. Energy and toxins. Keys to immortality.